Gooners.
Gooner fam, what's good? We're back. Match day preview show ahead of the Westham clash. It's another London derby. So yeah, we got our PE Gooners, Murray and William. They're here to just give us a bit of insight ahead of the game. It's going to kick off shortly. So guys, how you feeling? West Ham, a familiar foe. Yeah, maybe we'll start with Murray.
Yeah, it's a new season. I'm feeling confident, but at the same time, it is a London derby. So, and West Ham has been a bit of our bogey team at home as well. So, I'm confident. I think I'm trusting the process more and more. I think Arteta's got the guys really whipped into shape. So, I think this is not going to just be your average season for us, the Gunners, and it's not going to be just your average derby. I think we're going to take the points.
I like that confidence.
Yeah, I think since I can remember, I'm liking our defense. I think at the moment I'm liking our defense more than our attack. I think we're a bit too reliant on Uba, and that's concerning. But not to get into the negatives, but yeah, I'm really excited and I think what Arteta is doing with our defense is it's amazing, man. It's really amazing to see. So yeah, I feel confident. West Ham home. So yeah, I'm quite confident. We'll bag the 3 points.
Yeah, I like that you said that. I think for us to say that you like our defense, it's quite nice to say. It's words we haven't used. I forgot to actually mention that it is our first home game, and I think obviously it's exciting, and we can't wait to see the boys out on the pitch. And as you said, the defense, but I think overall the team, the kind of combinations he's playing and Arteta can use, and what we're seeing, because the one guy mentioned in the previous show I did, he was like, we might think we have bad defenders, but clubs are still willing to buy a few, like Bellerin and Holding and Socrates. And, they want to buy our defenders as bad as we think they are. And then you say, that you're enjoying what you're seeing. So maybe Arteta showed us a different side, which is quite exciting going into the game, because we're not as scared of our defense as I suppose 6 months ago, to give us say, not even a year ago. But yeah, considering what we just said, last game we had a bit of an unusual lineup starting Gabriel, William, and it kind of worked out. What do you think maybe are the changes you would see in today's lineup going at home against West Ham? Maybe we'll go with you, William. What would you like to see based on from the Fulham's lineup till today?
Yes, like I said, it was really unexpected to see the new boys straight into action. I know with the Wenger days, you used to see a new player come in 6-7 matches into a whenever that player signed. So that was really shocking, or not shocking, like in a good way to see Gabriel. And obviously, I think I expected William to start because he's used to the Premier League, obviously. So yeah, it was good to see Arteta trying new things, getting the guys straight into action. Regarding the starting lineup, I'm gonna put my hand up and say that I was a doubter of El Neni. I don't think that, or it's a few games in, or since the Liverpool game. El Neni really he's coming to the party. He's a hard worker. He's a guy willing to put in a shift. He's a I think Murray used it the other day when we watched the game live. He's an excellent squad player. Like he's willing to do whatever you ask of him. He doesn't have that aura or arrogance around him. Like he'll just go out there and he'll grind down. But I would like to see Chaka and Danny start in mid, and maybe put El Neni on the bench. And I would really like to see Ozil getting a go. I'm not sure that's going to happen. But yeah, I would at home, we're playing West Ham, so I would like to see Uzil. Just throw him in there, see what he does for 60 minutes, and yeah. But our front three, I would maybe put Pepe in Williams' place, because I really feel this is a season for Pepe to actually show what he can do. I don't think he's a off the bench player, and that worries me a bit. I think he's a starter. I think he needs to start games. He needs to get in there. I don't really think he's to bring him off the bench and show his electrical side. I think he needs to start, and he needs to get used to the pace of the game. And like Willian will be perfect from the bench, etc. But yeah, I don't think Pepe. We should play Pepe from the bench. So yeah, those are the changes that I would like. Obviously, our defense, I think we should stick to that. But yeah, I would like to see Danny and Willian, Pepe get a go today.
Okay, I like the choices. How about you, Murray? What are you seeing different?
I think Williams' analysis just blew everything that I wanted to say out the audio. I was just going to say, I'd probably use the same team as Fulham for the simple reason we've got Leicester midweek. And with Leicester in the Carabao Cup, I would definitely have Ozil start. I would have Danny start. I would have Pepe start. Eddie up front. And we make 11 changes. And we just give those guys a bit of a run. I think it'll be a nice fresh. And we've got some good guys on the bench that haven't played yet. So we could still take it to Leicester, even if Leicester give us their full strength squad. So maybe play the guys who Arteta probably would want against Liverpool, even though we do have a bit of a break from Leicester. But I think he needs to start thinking, game by game, that is important. But we've got Liverpool, and like William said, it's good to see our defense the way it is. However, I think it's going to be tested at Anfield. So, maybe make a couple of changes. Bring Pepe on. Let's see what he can do at home. Let's try to give him the confidence at the Emirates so that he can maybe take to Anfield and wreak havoc against Liverpool. El Nani, man, he's just, I wouldn't say he's a Ramsey, but he just has an engine on him, and he just keeps going. I think the third goal against Fulham, Xhaka had such a major impact in that the setting up of the goal. He was running the defense. As soon as it went past the defensive line or the midfielder line, he turned and he went forward and he started organizing the midfield. Then he started running up, and then he started organizing the strikers. So we've got to play Xhaka. He's a big influence, and I think Arteta's really brought him right. But Arteta's bringing the best in everybody at the moment. Right now, maybe it's just me, but I feel the confidence where we can put the women's team in there and we could still probably come out with the results, especially if Arteta's, going to lead them. But I think maybe against Leicester, why don't we give Gabriel a bit of a break and then start Gabriel and Saliba on against Leicester. Maybe put Holding in the middle, keep that three at the back. Bellerin, let's sort of keep him in the team, and then play Maitland-Niles maybe on on Wednesday. But there's going to have to be a lot of squad rotation, and I wouldn't like to be in Arteta's position at the moment. Abba up front, we have to play him there. Maybe play Abba up front now, and then maybe put somebody else on the left. I'm still trying to remember all our players that we actually have fit at the moment. I would have loved to have seen Martinelli, but unfortunately he's going to be out until the rest of the year. But let's give Willian still another chance as well. We need him to get used to how we play. Our playing style is completely different to Chelsea, and if we can get him used to it and in the swing of things and get the chemistry up, then we can. He'll have a lot of easier time, fitting in, getting those assists week in, week out, maybe a goal here and there. But I wouldn't want to be Arteta, man. William's made some good points. We've got Danny on the bench, but I would love to see Danny, maybe Danny and Torreira play in the middle on against Leicester. So, we've got to make sure that our players stay fit. There's going to be a lot of squad rotation, but I just want to see results. At the end of the day, I think all of us as fans just want to see the results and good football. that's also important.
Yeah, definitely. I think the combination players you guys mentioned, there's too many to go around and it's hard. If for us, I think to figure out what Arteta's plan is, and we know he has one for each game, it's difficult, even predicting the starting lineup and stuff. But the two things I mentioned, I know Luiz is back. I think he's back. I'm not sure if he's fit for the game. And I know Mari
I don't know if he's fit, no.
In training. So there's another two combinations added to our defense. So looks like it's going to be a kind of, as you say, a good rotating, but it's how he rotates it and what he does per game, I feel. So as we move on, I want to talk about something a bit mutual to West Ham and Arsenal. It's a weird one, but Jack Wilshere. So we all love him, as Arsenal fans. I thought I'll raise it with you guys, and you're quite have a lot of history as Gooners as well. So we all love Jack, and I find out that West Ham fans all love him as well. They really enjoyed him, his time there. How you feel about what's happened to Jack over the years? I know it's a bit off the topic, but there's kind of a mutual player involved. So, and I think he has a soft spot in all our hearts, especially that Barcelona performance. I think he won every Arsenal fan over by that. But yeah, maybe you can just give me a little one on, how you feel about Jack, what's happened to him, and yeah, maybe we can go with you, William.
I actually have his name printed on 2 of my shirts. I'm trying to get those shirts in here. I used to love the guy. Like you said, I think you won us all over at the age of 19 against Barcelona. Jeez, what a flippant performance against Xavi and Iniesta. It's a bit of a weird one. Unfortunately, injuries played a massive part. And I know people used to make jokes. He's made of glass, but guys, sport injuries are serious. Look at Diaby. Another example. I mean, it's crazy how quickly things can happen and how quickly your career can derail from a serious injury. But yeah, Super Jack, man, he still is one of my favorite Arsenal players, with Cesc Fabregas and all of those guys. So yeah, it's a weird one. I just wish the guy could stay fit and for the next 5 or whatever years he has left, and hopefully we can obviously see the best that he can provide on the football pitch. But yeah, I love him.
Oh, that's great. That's great. How about you, Mari?
Sorry, I've just received the team list. So it's quite similar to, if you don't mind, I'm going to share it. We've got Leno in goal. Bellerin, Gabriel, so he still makes the starting lineup, so I think he's going to be one of our starters. Holding, who starts.
Danny's in, man. Danny's in.
Danny's in. Zaka, Tierney, Saka. Saka's on the left. William, Aubameyang, and Lacazette.
Oh, shoot. Is Tierney the centre back?
Tierney will probably be one of those wing backs, in between the mids and the...
Yeah.
And Ozil's not on the bench, so... I don't know what's happening with Ozil, but yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Good lineup.
It's a good lineup, so I'm quite comfortable with that. I think it's going to be a good game.
I think you're kind of at it right though. Danny, you called not too many changes. Yeah,
I was one out, man. I was calling Pepe to start.
On record, so it's fine. It's on record.
I really wanted that to start, man. I really wanted to start, man. You.
Probably against Leicester midweek, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Jack's, man, he was born and bred Arsenal. If you do a blood test, it's going to come back positive for Arsenal, and that's pretty much it. But he's a Londoner through and through. He's still at a London club. I actually mentioned this morning, so we actually might be facing Jack. And from what I know that he can do, it's potentially dangerous, but I don't know if his style is the same style as he had in Arsenal with West Ham.
I don't think he has the legs.
I don't think he has the legs. I don't think he has that true passion. He loves playing the game. He's got a passion for the game, but there's a difference in having a passion for the game and a passion for your team. You know, nothing against West Ham, but I think just he gave everything on the pitch, so much so that, you know, he was always on the injury bench. So yeah, look, he was made of glass. I mean, injuries really did hamper him, but if he's on form today, you know, he might really you know, give us problems. But I even think Arteta played with him, so I think Arteta knows how to mark him, and you know, if we go hard in him, he's going to be very reluctant to you know, to make that, you know, or make that late pass. He will also probably his temper. I mean, let's not forget about his temper. You know, if we rattle him a little bit, he might even get sent off. It'll be horrible for him. Don't get me wrong, especially at the Emirates. But he's not our play anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, we've got to now think of. It's bittersweet, yes. So we have to think of, you know, okay, this is the player's weaknesses. Let's go for it. You know, maybe attack his strengths. Maybe, you know, he's good at, you know, going for that. Then we attack his strengths. But I'm sure Arteta's going to have a plan. I don't think West Ham are going to have the, you know, the tactical strength to beat us. But I'm happy with that team. I think there's going to be a lot of pace. I'm just thinking about that attacking
I'm
side.
just looking at the time. I'm like, okay, no, we still got time. We still got time.
William doesn't get paid by Özil, so I don't know why he's doing it. I think there's going to be a lot of pace, and you know, hopefully we can get our goal difference up from the get-go, and we can keep a clean sheet. And yeah, man, I think it's. I also say 3-0. I think I put one there, but just in case.
That's my next question. But before we get to that, I was just about to ask. So some big news happened this weekend, some transfer news, but I think we all need to speak about this. You know, Aubameyang signed. You know, so I don't know. Maybe you can tell us how much it means to the club and means to you as seeing him sign, and also the little video they did, and our marketing team is working. We got them working harder than the Nando's marketing team, you know, so they're really doing well. And I think it was such a great thing that they did, you know, to watch it and also be live with him. You know, I think this day and age to say that you live and watch the player do it live is so rare. And, you know, we're in a new age. And yeah, so just give me your comments and then obviously predict the score. What do you think it's going to be? So maybe we'll start with you, Mari. You started William before.
I definitely think 3-0. Worst case, 3-1. But like I said, you know, with West Ham, you can never really tell. So, you know, for the better, we're going to go 3-0. Aubameyang signing, I think it sends a signal, and it sends, you know, sends a message to people in the Premier League or teams in the Premier League and teams all over the world that he's here to stay. And I think with him staying, you know, our best striker, and everyone knows that he's our best striker, I think we're going to start attracting a hell of a lot of players. I was looking into the 2 new signings that we're looking at, and wow, like I haven't really looked at them, but I mean, if we can get both of them at the same time, I think Patley reminds me of Patrick Vieira. And if we can get that in the midfield, someone who bossed the midfield, I think we're going to forget about Liverpool. But I really think it sends a message, and the guy's confidence should be up. I mean, we saw training videos of him as well, and he is putting in 110%. I mean, more than what he was before he even signed. So he's hungry. As he said, he wants to leave a legacy. If he wants to aim for Thierry's goal then I think he better start scoring quite a couple of goals, like from the get-go. But I think it's positive, and hopefully he can get a couple of under his belts today. Hopefully he can maybe even get a couple of assists, and let's just keep the goal tallies up. Let's send a message to the Premier League that we're here to challenge for the title.
How about you, William?
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to start with, well, I love what Righty said about, he's literally Arsenal supporter personified. I mean, he brings out the best in the Arsenal supporters. I mean, I don't think I've ever met an Arsenal player that connects with the Arsenal supporters on social media, the way that he speaks, the way that he just he acts. I don't think I've ever met an Arsenal player that connects with the Arsenal crowd as much as Uba. And I mean, that's amazing to see. You can see he's not pretending. That's the type of guy that he is. He's, I don't know, the stories in Dortmund that he has a bad character, he has a bad attitude. I mean, that's way out of the window. I don't think we can portray the guy as that. So yeah, it's great. Like Mari said, I think it sends a signal. I heard on Sky Sports, two big teams were in for him. I don't know if it's Barcelona or Inter Milan or whatever, or Juventus. They were in for him, and I mean that's amazing to see that he just turned them down. And he, like he said in his video, he's trusting the process. There's big things happening at Arsenal at the moment, and if it made him excited for a guy that's 31 years of age, he probably doesn't have a lot of football left in him. If it made him excited and made him want to stay, I mean, there's a hell of a lot of for us as supporters to get excited about. So yeah, I mean that's amazing. That's definitely in my mind that's legendary status. I won't put him up as the Bergkamps or the Henrys or whatever, but for him just signing, that's in my heart that's legendary status. Like yeah, we needed that. Like I said at the beginning, I think we're a bit too reliant on him. But I think I said in midweek, we don't have a good enough squad at the moment, to challenge for top 4. I know Arteta's a great manager. I know that he will bring out the best in every single player, but I don't think we are quite good enough to challenge for the top 4. And I mean, we can be excited, yeah, we're on top of the league, etc. But I mean, the reality needs to kick in. We are aiming for that top 4 position. So we need to, in my mind, we need 2 more additions, and that's definitely in the midfield. We need someone, creative player like Uzil's not playing. I don't know when he's going to play. We need someone in that midfield. I know Danny plays that role, but maybe he just doesn't have that edge to him, that attacking edge. So yeah, I think we need someone in the middle to bolster our midfield. That I don't think we are quite good enough for a 38-game Premier League in the middle. I think we're quite settled at the back. Attacking wise, we are on fire, but yeah, that midfield is really bothering me. But yeah, to prediction 3-0, Uba to score 2 and Lacazette to bury 1.
Okay, all right, I like that. I think maybe just before we end, we're almost out of time as well. Yeah, as you guys said, I think a lot of our fan favorites have left at hard times in the last 10, 15 years, and for him to stay, it makes a hell of a thing, and I think we all love him. Yeah. Like, no matter who you are, you just love Aubameyang. His laugh, his smile, everything about him, he's just so cool. But what I also like, he's a predator. Like, the one question asked me, like, what were you thinking when you saw this happen? He's like, kill. We just kill. That's all I'm here to do. I'm just here. And you don't look at him and see that, he's always laughing. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. The lineup looks great. So, on to a great match. Thank you guys for joining me. I think you said 3-1, Murray, and 3-0. So we'll see.
Yeah, worst case scenario. But sorry, before we run out of time, William makes a point though. It's not so much as leaving a legacy to be compared to Henry and Bergkamp. It's leaving a legacy for Arsenal to build the new generation on. And if you look at the players that we're attracting, we're attracting the young guys. So Arteta's got a big game ahead. The guy from Lyon. However you pronounce his name, he's 22, 23 years old. Partly, he's 27 years old. We could possibly get maybe about 5 years from him.
5 years,
he looks fit. He looks strong. And just to get over the line and start attracting more guys, I think if we can get those 2, it'll be fantastic. Hell, we might even take those 2 to Liverpool on, next week, Monday. We could wrap up those signings. ASAP. We don't know what's happening in the background. But it's such a relief that
his smirk in that interview was a bit of a giveaway there,
Yeah.
Let's hope. I think the process is quite exciting, Like, I think under Emery we didn't understand. We don't understand here, but it's exciting. We see moves and we see the progress from the process. The kind of rhyme, sorry. You see that, so it's exciting, and I think that's all we wanted. We don't ask for much. It's not like we want to win the league. We want to do all of these things, but give us small wins, give us small things, and I think right now we're at a point where, as you guys said, you said defense is good. You happy going into this game, so those are two things we really talk about at the beginning of a season. So things are changing for the better, and yeah, as usual, always great, insightful previews from you guys. I was going to say, hopefully our lineups play out, but we already know what it is. Hopefully your guys' scores play out. And yeah, catch you at the end of the game. We're here with Murray and William from the PE Supporters Club. Guys, thanks again. It's Gooner Cast SA. We're out.